My colleague Mbalenhle Mthethwa is in Pretoria for us, and she's been covering this story. Thanks very much for joining us, Mbalenhle. Just tell us what's happening where you are.
Good afternoon, Nompu. Yes, indeed. Today was essentially the NEHAWU's National Day of Action, and we saw people gathering around the country, going to the offices of the Premier and also going to Parliament as well as the Union buildings. People started arriving here outside the Union buildings from as early as 9 a.m. and we also joined a few others at the NEHAWU regional office, where they all gathered and did a convoy all the way here. It seems this was one of those well-attended demonstrations, given that there were over 100, nearly 150 people, workers who are affiliated to the union, not only the union but also others from COSATU affiliated unions, and essentially they were all here in order to hand over that memorandum of demands that they have been talking about over the last couple of weeks. We know that this memorandum of demands comes with an ultimatum where the union has threatened to down tools on the 10th of this month if their demands are not met. We've seen a number of key union representatives and key union leaders speaking and addressing the crowds. We saw someone, Salima Bayela, also speaking and addressing the crowds and talking about how they want government to do away with the tendering process, just bemoaning the kind of circumstances that workers are working under in the country, given that a lot of the money that was meant to buy PPEs as well as to save people's lives and also to protect people working on the front lines of the coronavirus pandemic war has not gone towards that cause. And essentially he's also there were also other people who've also spoken here. We saw the president of COSATU also speaking and just talking about, calling on saying that it is unlawful for government to run to the courts to try and get a 3-year wage agreement to be set aside by the courts. And they were saying that it is unlawful to have actually signed for that and agreed to that agreement and paid workers the increments in the first and second year, and only to then go back on your word in the third and final year of that agreement. Workers are going away after this memorandum was received by acting DG in the office of the presidency, Lusanda Mbalenhle, who was accompanied by Deputy Health Minister Dr. Joe Phahle to receive this memorandum. She did assure the workers who gathered here that the demands would go to she would make sure that their demands make it to the president's desk.
So that downing of tools on the 10th of September, if they do go ahead with it, I remember you reporting a few weeks ago them saying that it wouldn't just be their union, but they would manage to galvanize support from other unions. Is that still on the cards?
I mean, if today is anything to go by, where we saw the SACP coming here to also pledge its support to the workers' plight, and also COSATU also coming in and supporting the workers who are gathered here, and if also the media briefing that was held on Monday, where a number of COSATU affiliated unions also came in and pledged their support to the cause of the workers and also to the demands that have been brought forward by NEHAWU, it would seem as though the plans are, things are going ahead as normal. We will see other unions also trying to support and joining in on the strike should these demands not be met come the 10th of September this year.
All right, Mbalenhle, thanks very much for that report.